Hi there, Craig Roberts with Keller Williams North Country here in North Dallas, Texas. I know many of you may have some questions about some of the contracts and the process of buying a home. So I'm making some of these videos just to kind of show you guys and help you hopefully get through the process a lot smoother. One of the first sessions I want to do is to go over the 1 to 4 promulgated contract for the single family home. I will caveat this entire series by saying I am not an attorney and that this is for informational purposes only. So let's get started. Paragraph 5 is all about the earnest money and termination option. Here in Texas, you actually pay for an inspection period, which is called the option period. In Section A, delivery of earnest money and option fee. Moments within 3 days of the effective date, the buyer must deliver to the escrow company, an escrow agent at a particular address that's listed there, X amount, whichever is negotiated, as earnest money, and also X dollars for whatever's negotiated for option fee based off the number of days that the buyer's wanting for an option or an inspection period. Buyer should deliver all earnest money and escrow money to the title company. Section 2 gives you the timeline of when the funds have to be delivered. For example, you get 3 days to deliver those funds. If the contract is signed and all parties have executed the contract on Wednesday, funds have to be delivered by Monday because Sunday, Saturday, and any holidays does not count. So if the holiday falls on a Monday, that rolls it over to Tuesday. Amount of escrow received in Section 3 here under this paragraph should be applied first to any option fees, then the rest to the earnest money. So if the sum of the funds was $2,000 and you only put down $1,500, they're going to put that towards the option fee first, and whatever's left over rolls over to the escrow funds. But then you have to make up the shortcomings, the additional $500, or you're in default. And then Section 4, option fee to seller at any time without further notice or consent from buyer. So this allows the escrow company to release said funds to the seller at any time for the option fee. Escrow fee is a little different and is held on until closing. So in consideration for that option fee money, the seller offers the buyer within reasonable timeframes the ability to go in to do any inspections or review the house, look over the house again, doing whatever they deem as normal business or normal circumstances. The termination of the seller within X amount of days after the effective date of this contract period. Notice must be provided within or be given by 5 p.m. wherever the property is located. So if the buyer's out in West Texas and the seller and the home itself is in East Texas, it's based off of the time zone in East Texas. If buyer fails to deliver earnest money, seller may terminate the contract and hold any escrow funds that have been placed in escrow for the property. Failure to deliver timely option fee. If no dollar amount is stated, option fee, or if the buyer fails to deliver, buyer should not have the unrestricted right to terminate. So basically, the buyer forfeits their option period. And in time of the essence is basically stating that everything is of a timely essence. You have to execute these things by certain days, by certain times that's listed in the contract. Title and policy survey. If the seller pays for the title policy, then the seller selects the title company. If the buyer pays for the title company or title policy, then the buyer chooses the title company. That's one of the advantages of both of these different options. Items 1 through 8 are basically everything that's not covered underneath the title policy. You can also amend and write other things in if you check items I and 2I here. The exception or exclusion regarding mineral rights is also covered here in Section 9. In B, the commitment has to be provided within 20 days. Seller has to furnish the buyer said title commitment for title insurance within that 20 days. Seller also authorized title company to deliver the commitment and exception documents to the buyer or buyer's agent. Buyers at buyer's address. If the commitment and exception documents are not delivered to the buyer within a specified time, it automatically extends the delivery time 15 days, no later than 3 days before closing, whichever one is earlier. If the commitment and exception documents are not delivered within the time required, the buyer may terminate the contract and get the escrow funds back. Notice the contract stands silent on anything about the option period money. That is a foregone conclusion. Once it's spent, once it's sent, it's gone. Well, that brings us to the end of today's session. Please be on the lookout for future sessions. If this video was helpful, please don't forget to like and share. If I could be of any further assistance, please contact me directly. Thanks and have a great day.